Ladies and gentlemen, filmmakers and moviegoers alike, welcome to this week's episode of Critically Casual. I'm your host, Srekcuf5, and joining me as always is our fantastic DorkyDev. Say hi, Dev.
Sup?
Oh, nothing much. How you doing? What are you doing there, Dev?
Posing.
Alright. Okay. Well, Dev, I needed somebody to help me with this show, and you're the only one that can help me crash it as great as possible. As what words? Let's just go.
Damn, that was rough.
Yeah, I can crash the show on my own. All right.
Apparently.
So, this week I have decided to call it Pixar. Are you ready? I'm so clever, aren't I?
Sure. That's the word for it.
Yeah, clever. Totally. 100% original and hilarious. All at the same time.
Again, that's the word for it.
So, Dev, have we got anything we want to say or do before we start talking about Cars 2 here today?
You titled the stream wrong.
Did I? I don't believe you. Oh, it says Toy Story 3. Updating. Whoops. We're doing
Off.
It's only a couple years. And
That happened when I was in high school still, or just out of high school, right?
just out of high school.
History 3?
I don't remember. I'm bad.
2010. That was a few years ago, Steven.
10 years
Nearly
ago.
a fucking decade.
It wasn't that bad. I forget what. Whatever. Shut up. So we're doing Cars 2 and Toy Story 4, and then we're hopping into some news and junk. I've got nothing else to say. Let's start with movie number 1, okay?
All right.
Movie number 1, Cars 2. A movie about misunderstandings and miscommunications.
Man,
Aren't you
this
happy?
movie has nothing, doesn't it?
It's got Larry the Cable Guy doing Tow Mater. And it's got, I believe that was Eddie Izzard doing the antagonist dude, but I can't remember because I didn't look at the credits.
As Sir Miles Axelrod.
Yes.
Yes, that was Eddie Izzard.
Yeah, I was just listening for voices.
He was the antagonist you knew was the antagonist, but was hidden antagonist.
Spoilers, antagonist.
Yeah, sorry. The movie's 8 years old, Steven.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was a Cars 3. I honestly had no idea. And then realized there was one that was released in 2017.
Yes.
So I'm genuinely surprised that somehow Cars 2 warranted a Cars 3. Because Cars...
He didn't.
Yeah, you're right. Cars 2 sucks. It's so
It's just...
dumb.
Its biggest problem is that it doesn't have focus. It just exists.
Yeah. Like I thought it was kind of a cool idea in theory to think like you're inevitably watching an endless car chase. Car chases are really cool,
There's
especially in spy
death
movies.
as well.
Say again, sorry, Dev?
There's a lot of death in this film, too.
Oh yeah, there's lots of cars exploding and shit. Like this had a lot of potential to be like a really cool spy movie with never-ending car chases. But it kind of completely fell flat because they had to introduce Mater and the whole like side storyline of a conflict with lightning and
Yeah.
I don't know. This is cute. I'll say that. It was definitely cute at times, but all in all, ultimately, I'd probably say don't watch this movie. Like. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
it's
has no point of existing other than to extend how much money Pixar can make. Which Pixar doesn't do that normally, so it's a little weird.
Yeah, it's just it feels off. Like it's constantly just
I'm sure that like the whole moral of the story is something along the lines of like, uh, take
be
care.
yourself.
Yeah, be yourself and don't worry about like trying to fit in because no matter what, you are you, and that's all that matters. But it just that message is lost. And it's like they have to remind you at the very end, like they have to shove it down your throat with McQueen, like you're great, Mater. Don't worry, it doesn't matter. I was the one in the wrong. I'm so sorry. It was just, yeah,
Yeah, they've definitely done themes better in other films.
that's for sure. Man,
Like almost all their other films.
I'm pretty sure like all of their other films have done better than this one.
Yeah, this just felt like God. Like this is not Pixar. Is the best way to make it feel.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you.
So
I
I don't
don't.
know. It just ugh. Go for it.
As all in all, though, like I had to say, like it's not a good story. It just kind of exists. Um, I kind of liked some of the things that they did, but even the action that they had was too chopped up. It's it's an animated movie. You can have longer takes and cooler things happen. It's just they're like we're gonna move here, then we're gonna move there, and we're gonna move here, and just it all seemed overall it was just kind of simple and rushed is how it felt to me.
I
But
can agree with
doesn't
that.
entirely mean it's not entirely bad to say, but it's just I would watch this with little kids to entertain them, and that's about it.
I can agree with that statement. It's just it doesn't quite like land.
Hmm.
Funny enough, it doesn't even quite complete an entire circuit around the track. Um,
Which how many laps are they doing in these tracks? Is it one
I
giant lap or is it
no,
multiple?
because the first race at least had two,
I think
because they got to the bridge twice.
it's true. It's true they did. And then the second one,
But it's a two-lap race. That doesn't mean anything. There's no need for a pit crew for any of those cars because they could make 2 laps, all of them.
yeah, no, I was. It's like I was because you're looking at the race stretch. This is just us going off into a side tangent now, not really reviewing the movie, other than like the logistics and the realisticness of self-driving, self-talking cars and racetracks and racing. But like, yeah, no, like the amount of unless that track was 30, 40, 50 miles long, there's no reason to have the pit crew on the second lap, and
It just doesn't make sense.
yeah. It's just this
I don't
whole.
know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
This whole movie doesn't really make sense. Things happen, like there's a whole bunch of convenience and miscommunication, and it's only that way because we communication happens in this movie only when the camera's rolling. Like you know how much time they had between the flights from one city to another for the Maynard and the spies to communicate with each other so they could realize that
A
it's
lot of time.
exactly, but because time doesn't pass when the cameras aren't rolling in this film, it's just convenience for miscommunication and hilarity's sakes. Like even the AI that he uses in the computer in this movie, like it misunderstands what he's saying because he's Mater. It's like just silly. I mean, that's a
It's
kids movie.
pointless.
Yeah, and I understand it's a kids movie, but like I could be grumpy that a kids movie isn't serving any purpose. Educate or something. God damn it! Not just entertain.
It's a good throw in the background film for kids and hope they get sucked in.
I feel like Pixar, like, what was released around this year for Pixar? Because
In 2011, 2 years before, as we stated, we saw Toy Story 3, which is one of their best films ever.
Yeah.
Arguably. The 2 years later, though, we did get Monster University.
Monsters U wasn't that bad.
No, but it wasn't that great.
Also true.
Like, not to diss on it. It's just, you know,
Let's see what I'm like just trying to figure out. Was this just a slump that they went through suddenly? Because
they've been in a slump for a little bit.
no, I
Pixar
know.
movies list.
I mean, I'm looking up a good list of it right now because 2011 was Cars 2, 2012 was Brave, and Brave wasn't too bad, but I haven't really seen it.
Wait, go
2013
away.
was where'd it go? Monsters U. 2014 was a movie called Lava, which I've never even heard of.
I think that was a short then.
Okay.
I don't need them ranked. I just need them even out.
Yeah, there are a handful of shorts and stuff mixed in here as well.
2012 was Brave, which wasn't bad.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It just seems like these movies were a little bit of mediocrity for a little while. Upside Down in 2015 was a real good movie. Finding
Inside
Dory.
Out, you mean?
Sorry. Inside Out, yes. Finding Dory was okay. It existed.
Well, to me, it's similar to, Monsters U. Like, it's just kind of there. It's not terrible, but it's there. I think it's also just the Cars franchise in general.
But hey,
Isn't their best franchise?
No. But it gets a different diagraphic of audience because not
Demographic.
many. Yeah.
You're really Ryan Haywooding it today.
Whatever. Words, man.
You are straight up words are harding it so much today.
Words are hard.
Fucking hell, dude.
I'm sorry.
You're good. I'm just laughing at it, dude.
No,
It's great.
I understand. It's just I can't word today. I don't know why. It's just words. Okay, here we go. So it's there's not many sports cartoons things. Like there's no racing cartoons. There's no car cartoons really, other than Cars. And
Well, on TV there is, but not in film.
mhm. So it's not a bad audience to hit. It's just okay. And then there was Planes, whatever that was. I didn't see that on
That was not Pixar. That was Disney.
Disney Pixar.
No, just Disney. Just Disney did play.
Which I thought it was interesting that there are boats in this world.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, that's interesting how that works. Boats. These boats are interesting. Okay. Just the whole
I
world
expected it.
is interesting in Cars when you think about it. So I try not to think about it and move on with my life. So, do you want to not think about this anymore and move on to the next movie?
Is that what we're doing?
I kind of feel like it. Like, unless there's anything else you really want to talk about.
For me personally, this film has issues. It would easily be solved by just some more time and care to the film. And I think the other problem too is just that the Cars franchise is just kind of not their strong suit. I'll say. I mean, like if you look at the rankings for the next one, it's at like a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. This one's at a 38.
The
And
next
Cars-
one's at least twice as good.
Yeah, but then it's still behind the first Cars at 75%. And all three of them are the lowest ranking Pixar films
I mean,
overall.
just look at the cast. Like, all in all, I have to say, it isn't the worst actors or actresses and voice actors, but I don't feel have the best chemistry together. Like Owen
What?
Wilson
Owen Wilson and
and Larry the
Larry the
Cable Guy.
Cable Guy?
Yeah,
You
they're
don't buy it?
no, they're definitely not the same when it comes to comedy. Let's see as well. Eddie Izzard and Larry the Cable Guy, maybe, but no, not really. Like a lot of these people, Thomas.
Bonnie Hunt's good. She's good. She plays Sally, and she's also plays Dolly in Toy Story 3 and 4.
Hmm, Bonnie Hunt's fine. She does okay. I feel like the relationship between Bonnie Hunt and or sorry, hang on, my apologies. Bonnie did fine. I thought the Holly Shifwell, Emily Mortimer, she did okay, but all in all, just the writing for the characters doesn't really work out. It was mainly just like how many Larry the Cable Guy jokes can we fit in there?
Yeah, they chose the wrong focal point easily.
I mean, he became really popular around these years, right? Like,
It was just after his peak is when this happened.
yeah, there's like 2006 is when he started making his own movies.
It's 2000 what? 2000. Yeah, 2006 was Cars and Larry the Health Guy, or Label the Carry Guy Health Inspector.
Yes.
And from there he was he was going up, and just kind of vanished for a little bit, and then they did Cars 2.
What the hell? Larry the Cable Guy's Hula Palooza Christmas Luau. All right. Like I grew up with people who considered themselves redneck and loved Larry the Cable Guy, and I don't remember watching that or ever hearing about it. That was my sophomore year of high school. How did I not see this?
That wasn't your sophomore. 2007?
2009. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking Christmas Spectacular.
No.
Oh, yeah, no, that's your sophomore. That's my freshman. Yeah, how the fuck did that go over our heads?
Tooth Fairy 2.
That's how we live in.
Oh, God. He's in the video. Oh, God. Some of these movies. All right.
He's the wrong vocal point, is all you could say about it.
Yes.
Like, Larry the Cable Guy is a side character.
Except he was more popular than the person who discovered him.
Who was?
Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh. Well, that's different. I'm more talking about the fact that, like, in film, he's a side character.
Yeah.
You don't make him your focal point.
Mm-hmm. Like, Owen Wilson in this movie also had nothing to do. Like, why he was even in this film in the first place. Like, why did he... I'm sure he wanted the money to be like, yeah, I was wrong, man. But whatever. I don't know.
Whoa.
I'm done bagging on this movie. I kind of want to move on to the next one myself.
Fair enough.
It's just... Dev, I'm giving you 10 popcorn kernels.
And I'm gonna give you back 4?
So you're giving this a 6? How does this work?
No, sorry.
So
I'm giving it a 4.
You're giving... Okay. I don't know how this movie works. How does our really... How does our own system work? No. You're giving this movie a 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that myself. I was going to give it a 4 as well, because it just doesn't need to be. It's fine technically. It's all right as an animated movie, but it doesn't have a good story.
No.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I don't know. It's just kind of exists.
So.
Thanks, Chasing, for the banana comment.
I was about to say, it is a nice shirt you're wearing, Dev.
I love this fucking shirt. People love this shirt. So.
Okay, so we're gonna switch on over here to our next movie, Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4.
So before we actually start talking about that, can you distract everybody for 10 seconds so I could fill up my water? Perfect. Yes. Work it. Work it. Work
I'm not gonna do that for 10 minutes. He's not gonna be gone for 10 minutes, but So, how's it going? I don't know what to do here. Oh no. Uh, uh,
Are you a toy now?
no.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Dev.
I tried my best. Not really. I gave it no real effort at all.
Yeah, I kind of can tell. You kind of froze there.
No, I didn't freeze. I just the entire time. Because, anyways,
You're the best. The best co-host. The best
I know.
actual host. So glad you're.
You know, I wouldn't expect you guys wouldn't do anything better than that. On mine,
Hey, we'd
so.
actually make fun of you at least.
Yeah, but I'm not a cold-hearted asshole like the rest of you.
I guess that's sometimes true. All right. Do we want to talk about Toy Story 4 now?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, so Toy Story 4. Was it the movie that we needed?
No.
Was it the movie that you liked?
God, yes.
Yeah.
Like, this film was not needed at all, and in all honesty, it 3 ended really well.
Yes. It ended a good story. It was Andy's story. He was done. He grew up. We moved on. That was it. The toys have been passed down. Happy times, man, all around.
But then they decide to actually tell a relevant story that matters and actually could, evolve the story further with 4. So, you know what? Good job.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes. And giving it even more of a definitive end.
Like, it's really strange how this movie, I can't explain how it makes me feel because it's very much a cartoon. It's a kid's movie. It's 100% made for children. But it has such a huge facade with the morals and this plot and what happens.
The Toy Story franchise is too good.
Yes. Like, even the antagonist, what's her name? Molly? No, Gabby.
Gabby.
Even the antagonist, Gabby, is so
In
genuine.
depth?
What?
In depth?
Yes. Everybody has their own moment. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a little bit of a portion in the middle section of this movie where, like, things start to change gears and it kind of slows down a little bit. But other than that, everything else in this movie is amazing, well thought out. It's good. They even do, like, weird tonal things in this film with comedy, and I liked it.
Yeah.
Really?
And there's some genuinely creepy ass moments.
Mm-hmm. Fluffernutter.
So.
No, not Fluffernutter. Whatever it was called. The plan that they had.
Oh God. Yeah, and like, there isn't an actor who, like, you could recognize most of these voice actors, like, as soon as they show up.
Yeah.
Like, Key and Peele are very well, as soon as you hear them, you're like, that's Key and Peele. Freaking Keanu Reeves, same thing. And you're like, oh yeah, these are great additions to the cast. Because all of them feel like genuinely part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Do you have a favorite added character other than Duke Kaboom?
Oh, God, other than Duke Kaboom, man,
I mean,
oh.
it's obviously Duke Kaboom is your favorite character, but
Oh.
yeah.
Oh. Sorry, it's just it's Keanu Reeves, man. I've been on the Keanu Reeves train before this year,
But he's a
so
humble man that everybody loves.
I know. But I'm saying I've been on that train a long time ago, man.
Long
Like
before sad Keanu.
before Sad Keanu, dude. I grew up watching Bill and Ted, dude.
Hmm.
So
And you can't
and
forget
the
the
Matrix.
replacements.
Yeah, dude, the replacements. I chose that film for a reason. That was our big game Sunday. I almost said the words.
Yeah. Good catch. So
No, it's casted so well.
it
It's
was.
like you may recognize them, but like they do their roles so well.
Mhm. I think my favorite new little character was Giggle McDimples.
I figured that'd be your pick.
Why do you think
Easily.
that? I'm just kidding.
Hockey, like a goofy side character
Cute tiny little thing with her aspect
who's
of
almost a
size.
subconscious of a character.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, can I just say Buzz?
Very flat in this movie, I thought.
Well, it's not just that. I think Buzz, after being reset 3 times in Toy Story 3,
Oh yeah, he's just kind of.
he's
I'm here for
very
you,
brain
partner.
dead. Like your inner voice. This isn't really too much of a spoiler, but
Yeah, no, his inner voice in this film was hilarious. Like, just.
but I took some issue because I was like, Buzz wasn't that dumb before, right?
No, he wasn't. He definitely was not this dumb. I mean, he was in the first movie, of course. But then he.
Yeah, but that was more naive.
Yeah.
I'll say.
And then in the second film, he. Did stuff with Zurg, I think his name was.
Yeah, and he did the whole like saving. He led the whole saving Woody.
Yeah.
thing.
So, very
Expedition.
smart. Very can figure stuff out. Third one, he gets reset.
Twice, 3 times. 'Cause he's Buzz. Then
Spanish Buzz.
no, he's Buzz that we know. Reverted to normal Buzz. Space Ranger Buzz. Spanish Buzz. Back to regular Buzz. So he gets reset 3 times.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, in those resets, he's probably not all there yet. And you could kind of tell in this film a little bit.
Yeah.
But he was
It's,
still funny. He was still funny.
Oh yeah, he's still funny.
But ultimately, this movie does a few things very, very well. It does emotions and like the nostalgia grabbing super well, and
Yes.
it also does its humor and its like cutaways and stuff very well. It's super fun to watch this movie, and it's very well animated to the point where I was like, damn, this is beautiful. Like, they fixed people finally. I'm just kidding. They were fine in Toy Story 3, but
They just added far more to them.
there.
So
One thing I do have to say is like, it was weird how some moments were played in the film, like tonally. At least one moment in particular for me, they played it for like an emotional bit, and I took it for humor. And I felt it would have been better for a humor spot, but the movie was like solemn and sad for this whole part, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And it's a bit towards the end, before how do I say it without spoiling too much? It's after the box thing happens.
okay.
Yeah, with Harmony.
Oh
That.
yeah.
Like, that was played in the movie for like sad, solemn moments where like the music was very soft and kind of short. But I was the only one in my theater that busted up laughing because I was like, this would have been better, because I was thinking about it in my mind. This would be a hilarious comedy moment, and
Yeah, but you're not supposed to laugh at the character that you've it's. I can explain it better in our spoiler section.
Yeah, I know what they were going for, but I feel like it would have been, at least me, I would have preferred that more for comedy, because they follow it up with a real, genuine, sincere, like emotional moment with that same character right afterwards. So
Yeah, but if that part was played for comedy, could we have had that sincere moment
like
like that?
I think the interaction could have been played for comedy. The reaction could have been just as sincere.
Yeah, but are you talking about in the moment reaction?
No, like when after like when she's in the box afterwards.
Yeah,
That could have
but
been played the
if you
same.
don't get, if you don't have the part before it, you don't get there. I'm gonna say.
I don't think so, only because um I don't agree with that only because we had so much time to get to know Gabby Gabby. We already know her story and how it feels. So it's like we already feel for her character even though how menacing she can be. And
True,
so I
but
don't
if
really think
this,
they needed that extra moment there. But that's just
well, I'll discuss it more in the spoilers.
yeah.
Um,
Sad moment out of context. Yes, of course I did, because I'm a heartless bastard. Takes misery.
yeah, that's part of what I'm thinking. No, other than that, like it's a good film. It ends on a note that you kind of expect will be its endpoint, but at the same time, um, you're okay with it, and it feels natural. Like it feels like through these films we've had a very natural progression for these characters.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because this is definitely Woody's story, as they usually are. Um, the first one was about Woody trying to, the first one was about,
Woody
accepting change,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not always going to be the top dog kind of thing. And if you look at Buzz's story, it's that the world's not always what you think it is. The second movie was about, um, kind of where you fit in. Do is Woody in the second one? Spoiler alert. It has to make the choice of going back with Andy or be going into a museum.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and which he actually belongs in is his choice. And it's kind of a choice of almost self-reflection and figuring out who you are part of the way. And if the other side story would be Jesse's being able to accept others again, being able to care again.
Mm-hmm.
And the third film, of course, is about moving on.
Growing
Obviously,
up and
growing up, moving on. Very
changing.
easy story. Yeah, it's another change, but it's a different kind of change
Mm-hmm.
to talk about. And this one's about kind of. It's similar to the first one. It's kind of got a lot of tones from all of them, but in a different light.
No, yeah, I agree with you.
Um, and it puts it into a really good end note for the series. So, because I don't see them being able to make another one after this, but
At this point, no, unless something really drastic fucking happens and they somehow manage to get this to work out. There's absolutely no way we should get another Toy Story. Like, there shouldn't be a Toy Story 5. I could see Toy Story shorts before other movies.
oh god, yes.
But I do not see a Toy Story 5 ever happening.
I mean, they've been doing Toy Story shorts for a while, and they're not bad. There's actually a few callbacks to them in here, like the character Commander what
Commander, whatever his name is.
yes
Commander Carl or something like that.
yeah, Commander Carr is a character from one of the shorts, the Terror one. And then there's a lunchbox with one of the dinosaurs. Combat Carl, thank you. Combat Carl is from the Toy Story of Terror, which is a Halloween short they did, and then the Toy Story that time forgot is a story where you'll see the lunchbox that in the beginning that Woody hides behind. That dinosaur's from that. So
there was a lot of Easter eggs in this film. A lot.
I missed I didn't look for it. I didn't see it. I didn't look for it. I didn't see the pizza truck.
The pizza truck was in there. I
I
think.
know it is. It's in every single film.
Yeah,
I
I
missed it.
believe if I remember right, it was in the parking lot of like the carnival.
Yeah, that's where I imagined it was, but I think I was just caught up in the moment and kind of wasn't paying attention to the
The one that
backdrop
caught
as much
my
as I used to.
attention. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was done with that.
All right, the one that caught my attention, like, it was really subtle, was Boo from Monsters Inc., but a couple years older, like pink shirt, ponytails. She was at one of the
Oh,
booths in the carnival.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it was really fast in like the bottom left hand corner of the screen where she was the girl doing the booth right as Buzz was zip tied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was
I
her.
missed it.
Yeah, I remember.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah, no, it's good. If you
cried.
like the franchise, go see it.
I definitely shed a tear or two.
Oh God, yeah.
And legitimately, my all-time favorite thing about this whole thing is the fact that they added in Key and Peele and added that weird zany humor into the mix and had the cutaways that they had in the way that they had them. Like
But it fit.
Yes.
It fit so well.
it fit perfectly.
Like,
I also loved how when they split up the group, they went from telling two stories at the same time to telling one story, and that second story went from being a full-fledged, flushed-out thing to literally being a cutaway gag, and then it worked out fine. And it was like, holy crap! That like it. I just liked how it was all written. It felt cohesive. It was very wholesome. I cried multiple times, and it was like, there's no way this is not getting a good review from me. So.
oh God, yeah. I mean, what if I gave you some popcorn so we can dive into the spoiler section?
Oh God! If I had a handful of popcorns,
Not even a handful. 10.
10 popcorns. Okay.
Yep.
I would probably give this movie 8.5. Like almost 9 for sure. It's definitely up there, but it gets a little slow in the middle for me. And a part of me also just wonders how much of this is nostalgia that's making me really love this film. But it's just really good. It's really wholesome. The morals of the story were great. Oh, one thing also, the new added character, Forky,
Yeah.
was hilarious. I loved it.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes, he
I feel
was.
like a lot of people forget to talk about Forky. I almost forgot to talk about Forky. Forky was good. It was funny. All
Yeah,
right.
weird but good.
Totally worth it. All right, Dev. Same thing for you. How many popcorns for you?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't think I'd ever. If we ever went through and reviewed the rest of this franchise, I don't think I'd ever give one of them under a 10. I'll be dead honest about that.
Really?
Yeah, all the first three would easily all get 10s.
So this one's also a 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's
It's just Dev. I get it. It's fine.
good, man. It's good. This like for me, animated franchises, I gotta say it's this and How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh
As
God,
the two pinnacles of animated franchises. The best DreamWorks can do and the best Pixar can do. Easily.
Oh, speaking of How to Train Your Dragon, I saw the multicolored Light Wings, Light Furies,
Yeah?
and the multiple Light Furies. So now I can officially say, now that I've seen it with my own eyes, you are correct, Dev.
So you're gonna start taking me at my word for most things that I say that are probably correct?
No.
You piece of shit.
I believe what I see, and I just didn't see it. I must have been sleepy. So, at least you were right. You get that satisfaction.
I've been right about all of them, Steven!
Then why are you so angry? You were right.
You're only giving me the one, but you know I'm gonna write on the other ones.
Do we have any questions from anybody? I'm gonna tangent away before we dive into our spoilers here.
Hold on, I'm making sure the button's correct.
I'm waiting for it. Hold.
Where's the button at? Hello?
He'll
Button's
figure it
not
out.
set for some reason.
He'll figure it out in a second. He's trying to find his favorite button.
It's not my favorite button.
It's not your favorite button? Which one?
You think that's the favorite button I got?
It's the one you use the most.
Well, duh.
Well, I mean, in the most when I'm around, so.
Let's get ready to spoiler!
I was thinking it was gonna be a different button, but okay. I was making fun of you. I thought you were gonna do the fuck you.
Oh no, that's this fuck you.
Yeah, there you go. Spoiler's pretty good. Spoiler's my favorite. So,
Fuck you's not even my favorite.
What if you deleted the spoiler thing? We just move on. We didn't used to have it.
I'd re-record it. It's not that hard to redo. I just do this voice and re-record it.
Something about a handful of spoilers.
What? Handful?
I don't know. Yeah, just a handful of spoilers.
Let's get ready to spoiler.
I know. I just like saying shit. I don't know. Today's a weird day, Dev.
I've noticed you are really out of it today, and I think... Do you need a checkup? Are you alright, bud?
I'm trying to figure out life at the moment. Real talk before we dive into spoilers. I may end up becoming the manager of the JCPenney Portrait Studio in my area.
Jesus.
Right? So
that's cool.
That's been on my mind a lot. We could if I don't work on Thursday, which I'll find out, we could talk about that then on the Har Har podcast. So that's kind of I'm constantly thinking about what the hell I'm going to be doing with my life as I think about what the hell Woody's doing with his life.
Yeah, so this movie, not to change topics immediately afterwards.
No,
but
that was the point of that segue there.
I know,
job.
and I'm breaking the segue because that's what I'm gonna do here.
It's fine.
Man, this one is just a lot of fucking fuels. Like, it starts out with what I predicted though, almost to the T.
Bo Peep being
the RC.
Oh, RC.
I called it a few weeks ago. I said it's good. The movie's gonna start out with Woody trying to save RC because I saw the RC car at work.
Mm-hmm. So, and it did. He did.
I said he would probably die, but
he did not.
He did not.
Yet we still don't know what happened to RC. RC just kind of disappeared.
He probably gets sold in a yard sale, unfortunately.
Or thrown away.
Or lost.
Mm-hmm. Almost lost once, it can happen again. It's weird how to think, like, it's all perspective. It's funny because, like, in Toy Story 3, there was the what's it called? The daycare, where all the toys there were kind of afraid of the kids in the daycare. But out here in the world, the lost toys are having the time of their lives. But all at the same time, the toys that have a kid all think that they can't possibly ever become lost toys because, I don't know, because reasons. So it's a weird shift in perspective for what's going on with these characters. But not in a bad weird. It's just like, I don't know. Each movie is a little bit different, and it makes sense for the times and what's going on. Like, I feel like these movies were made for us. Once again, these weren't made for kids. This is an adult movie in a facade, is what it felt like to me.
Sounds about right with this franchise entirely. I'll say this: it's definitely got the whole with the lost toys. I think because they've been doing it for a while. They're used to it.
7 years or something. No,
Well,
5
some
years.
of them.
Yeah.
But I'll say like with the toys that have been with families for as long as they've been, they don't know anything else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just I think that's just how it is. So they don't think they can do that. Is the thing. Like especially like look at Woody. Like, especially at the start, he's like, "There's no way I could do that at all." So
Yeah, there's
I
no
don't know.
possible way that I could be a lost toy. What? No.
Yeah. Spoiler for the very end, he ends up becoming a lost toy, but not a lost toy because they aren't lost.
Because he's found. He's not a lost toy. Not anymore.
Well, and that's the thing. Like the movie starts out when we get back to Bonnie and stuff. Woody is starting to get put to the side.
Yeah, that was something that at first kind of bugged me a bit, but it helped with the story quite a lot.
And it's something that kids do.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll like you for 1 second and then start screaming at you the next, literally. Even if they're their own parents, like...
Well, not just that. I'm more talking about the fact that, like, with toys, dude. There are certain toys that, like, you'll play with for an entire week, and then suddenly it's out to the side. Forget it exists. 2 years later, you're cleaning out a closet, and you're like, oh, yeah, I own this.
No, yeah. But I mean, like, that's also just what 4-year-olds do in general. It's like, they'll like something and then...
He's not a
instantly hate it.
4-year-old.
Doesn't matter. Young, toddlerish, she's going to kindergarten. 4 or 5.
5,
Still,
at least,
yeah.
for most kids.
Either way. Like, still, toddler, young, baby, child thing. They do that all the time. What they want, what they don't... They honestly don't know what they want. And it was just... It was cute. But, like, it just... I was like, she loved Woody. Now she hates him. And it was just me being
She
bitter.
doesn't hate him.
Hang on. Let's try to throw something.
I'm sorry, you interject with me all the time, but when I start doing it, I'm being an asshole.
This is my show, damn it. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
You do it on my show!
Yeah, you should be a better host. Keep your subject in control. I just struck a nerve. He knows I'm joking, but I still struck a nerve on the inside.
Continue.
I don't even know if I want to. I'm just kidding. So, all in all, I don't know what I want to spoil next about this film, Dev, because it's just all around good. I think my favorite things were the cutaways with Key and Peele's characters, and the humor that they brought, especially because they added the creepy horror elements. The freaking puppets and their creepiness was awesome.
Very Goosebumps.
Yes, it was so good. And even Gabby herself, as I was watching the film, I was like, she feels so relatable, but she also feels like she's being very manipulative. So I can't tell which one is which at the moment. It's like flipping back and forth, but
Her want to be manipulative is almost excused.
Yeah.
In how she talks about some of the stuff, and you kind of understand why she feels that way.
Mm-hmm. Especially when she shows the book, because her book shows a child that looks exactly like Harmony. So
yes,
she thinks that Harmony is her child, but because she doesn't have a working voice box, it doesn't. Yeah. So
she can't.
Yeah, it all makes sense. Everything in this movie is motivated and it works. Even the beginning cutaway, the beginning joke about the dust bunnies and how it just sticks to him because he's a rag doll. It all makes sense. It's all funny. It's all very real. And real.
No, I gotta say the animation looks real as shit somehow in this one. Pixar just keeps upgrading their fucking software or something. It looks better and better each time.
Yeah, there are two studios that really blow my mind when it comes to graphics. It's Pixar, of course, because they make great animated movies, and then Weta Digital because their special effects are off the charts.
Yeah.
But
Good choices.
Visual effects, sorry. Either way, special, visual, all the effects, all of it's great. So, but both of those studios do an amazing job, and this movie is quite the same. Like my favorite, like Forky was good, and I genuinely loved. We're gonna hit a bit of lag here for a second.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Okay. I genuinely liked Forky, especially when it came to like his cutaway gags at the end. Like, did you see all of the after credit stuff?
All
Like
five?
5 of them, I think it was.
Because there was 3 with Woody, 1 with Forky, and 1 with
Duke Boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him.
Okay. Like my favorite one out of all of those had to be the Forky one. I was like, I started calling her wifey because she was a knife, but she was wife.
See, I was gonna call her. I don't know what I was gonna call her. I don't know.
She's knifey, but it's Forky and knifey, you know. But because Forky and knifey would become husband and wife, she's wifey. So yeah. But I know, silly, dumb jokes don't make sense that I had to keep explaining.
Good.
I especially loved the whole, like, how am I alive? I don't know.
I don't know.
And then it just ends, basically. It was good, Dev. It was all funny.
It's a good film. Like, there's no two ways about it. And I'm gonna counter you on the dolly moment, or the not dolly, sorry,
yes.
the
So
Abby moment.
what I was getting at, let me explore it a little bit. What happens is Woody comes back to save Forky one more time because things keep messing up. He comes back and he finally agrees. Sure, Gabby could take his music box, the record player, in his chest to replace her so she could finally talk and possibly have a toy. And like they have this very, very deep emotional heart to heart that I loved. And then it's immediately followed up by her and like Forky and Woody sitting there as they watch her try to, I guess, get Harmony to fall in love with her. And I thought it was like it was building up. It was very dramatic. It was like, oh, this is so sweet. And the way that it worked out, like I was sitting there and I was like, there's no way that she's gonna accept this, and she's gonna just toss her away. And knowing that, I feel like they should make it funny. Like they build up all the da 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 da. Nope. Toss her away, and then that's the end of it, and we walk away, and then she starts to walk away, and then I'm fine with like a cutaway towards Woody and Forky as they react to it, and then they hop into like the box where she's all, she doesn't love me, like that whole thing. Like, I don't think that they needed to show her falling in slow motion and playing the slow, sad music to get the point that she.
They didn't play it in slow motion.
Her falling as she's looking up and her like face changes.
Didn't do that in slow motion, did they?
It seems a little slow to me to make it more dramatic.
Also, can I call out our latest follow? Since you don't have that up.
I have it up. It's right here. It says Scurvy. Do we want to say that name?
It's too good not to.
Do you want to say it or should I say it?
Go for it, host.
I believe that is Scurvy Nut Stony Lamont.
That's fucking funny.
So thank you.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Thank you, Scurvy Nut Stony Lamont, for the new follow.
That's so dumb.
That's not like, I be Scurvy Nut. Stony Lamont is my name. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it sounds like a pirate name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where were you?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been played for comedy's sake, because that moment, if you play it for a comedy moment, it lessens the moment that comes after.
True, because there is a moment afterward.
Or Woody goes to her.
Yeah, where he comes to her and like they have a little bit of a talk. Like the moment that I'm thinking, are you thinking like the conversation before she finds the lost child, or are you talking about the lost child specifically?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the moment before the talk in the box.
Like I'm fine. That talk could have been the same. Like
it would have been lessened though, because we just laughed at that character. If we start laughing at the character that we're supposed to kind of sympathize with now.
Yeah, but I don't think we're supposed to entirely sympathize with her just yet. Like I was totally happy with sympathizing with her as he talks with her and they go to leave and then she gets the child. Like I don't know. Just different story beats.
I think we're supposed to sympathize with her because Woody understands why she wants to do this. She wants to she wants to make a kid happy, and she's never had the opportunity for 50 years
to do that.
50 plus years to truly, get to have that opportunity because she came out of the box defective.
Yeah. Which does make me wonder now. Like, what year is this movie set in? Is it modern era? Is it?
I'd say closer to 2010 than it is now.
Okay, because if he was made in 1950, and Woody was given to Bonnie, yeah, if he was made in the 50s, and Woody was given to Bonnie, as Andy went to school, like the college, say it's 2010, he would have been given to Andy. Words are really hard. Around like 1992. So what 30, 40 years, what was the first 30, 40 years of Woody's life like?
We don't know, and I don't think he knows, because he only really remembers Andy.
Yeah, he was Andy's toy, so it's just the child's imagination brings toys to life.
Yes, and I'm going to say that, we don't know what Woody was before that, and it doesn't matter what he was before that.
It doesn't, no, it's just something that I thought of randomly,
But back to the point that I've been trying to make. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to make a point, Steven!
Go ahead, Dev.
Fuck! That moment when she's talking about when he goes back in, and she starts using some of the lines he's told other toys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's sort of manipulative, but at the same time,
it's genuine.
It's genuine. Mm-hmm. That's what she wants to do. She wants to be a child's toy.
Yeah.
And at that moment, yeah, she's gonna do whatever it takes to get that moment in her life. But Woody understands that because he would have given anything if he was in her shoes. Mm-hmm. He nearly has done that to toys.
No, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I do agree with you. It's just that, I don't know, it's just, it felt like a weird, I don't know, it's give or take, really. Because,
and in my opinion, with that moment, you're supposed to sympathize with her. And you want her to go with Harmony. Mm-hmm. So if you play the moment with Harmony for laughs...
Even just like a short, that's it. It's literally just...
I mean, there's a moment... it can be sort of humorous because of Harmony's reaction, but it's also sad. Okay?
Yeah. I get that.
It's supposed to be sad. You're supposed to be like, damn, that sucks. Because, she's...
I understand that, but
giving it her all.
I just felt that the emotions at this point, it went from dramatic and anxious and tense with the escape to another upset and depressed moment into another upset, depressed moment into another upset, depressed moment.
What's the other depressed moment?
It went from, so it went from the escape to Bo Peep leaving, to Woody leaving behind Buzz, to them talking and giving the voice box away. That was like a solemn, sad, upsetting, kind of depressing.
Yeah, but I would consider the Buzz and Bo Peep things the same moment.
Kind of. Yeah, they are in the same scene, but I kind of see them as different. Only because Bo Peep leaves on her own accord because she's upset by what Woody's doing, but Woody leaves Buzz behind, just ignores what he has to say and just leaves.
Yeah,
So,
but I consider it still sort of the same moment because
well,
Woody.
either way, what I'm trying to get at here is it just feels like they had too much of the solemn sadness, and I wanted a little bit of a break from the solemn sadness before we got right back into some solemn moments.
Well, you did. Because during the removal of the box, we cut back to Bo Peep and them.
Oh, right before they're going into the merry-go-round part.
Yeah.
Yes, a bit. There, yes, that did do humor, but I wanted it's just every other part when the humor was interjected, it was funnier, and it's just I don't. It's just I wanted a different tone there. Is all I'm trying to get at. I'm not saying that this film is bad because I wanted a different part there, Dev. That like I used to be saying. I'm just saying I would have preferred if this moment was played for humor rather than this. But that's just my own taste.
That's fair. You're wrong, but that's fair.
Okay, I can accept that.
All opinions matter. I'll say this. Except when Steven's wrong.
Fine, my opinions don't matter. It's fine.
Pretty much. But no, and also fucking Duke Kaboom's awesome.
Duke Kaboom, just his whole story. The fact that they managed to cram in why we like his backstory the way that they did, it's stupid exposition on why we should like this character, but it was fun.
But it worked.
Was funny. Yes, it was good. Just because it was built up to it, and we kind of needed it to understand what was going to happen later on in the film.
Yep.
Especially
god damn it, it's great.
Yeah, especially when he does his big trick, and he's still he does it perfectly. Until the very end. It's for fuck's sakes, man.
Great, dude. I fucking love it. I love Keanu Reeves. People say Keanu Reeves can't act, needs to watch this film because he goes through the spectrum of voice acting. Listen there, motherfucker. His character's kind of one tone in a way, but he also hits the spectrum. Alright, with his character. He hits the emotional spectrum.
Yes. He does a very animated emotional spectrum. So, when it comes to people saying Keanu Reeves isn't a good actor, it's only because Keanu Reeves doesn't do much other than be Neo or be John Wick or he just does cool things because he's a cool dude, and that's about.
You watched Replacements, did you not?
Yeah, and that was so. Keanu Reeves, you know how he chooses his movies? Basically, at least nowadays, what happens nowadays is he'll talk to his stunt team, and they'll be like, "We want to make this film, but nobody will fund it." So Keanu Reeves will be like, "Hey, I'll star in your film, so you can make the movie you want, and yada blah blah, and that way you can get the funding and yada blah blah blah." Because he's that kind of guy, and that's how the first John Wick movie came out. Was the stunt team wanted to make an action film, and he was like, "Sure, I'll star in it, just so you can get your funding." And it worked out, and that's kind of what happened with some of these other films that he's worked with. Apparently, there's been this huge thing about him being this big donator all throughout all of his career.
He's Hollywood's good guy, dude.
Yeah. So I get that he's Hollywood's good guy and everyone likes him, but when it comes to his acting skills, he doesn't really get angry. He doesn't Dev. He's fantastic. He's a fantastic physical actor, I would say, but he's not a great dramatic actor.
Just wait for Cyberpunk, man. You're gonna be shown so wrong.
I would love to see a great. Yes, I want you to show me wrong, please. I love Keanu Reeves too for different reasons. Than
Bill
you.
and Ted, dude. Like,
Yes,
come on.
Bill and Ted was funny, but he was just the surfer hippie dude that everyone thinks he still is.
That's not who his character is.
I love how your voice gets higher pitched when you're like slightly annoyed.
Fuck off, dude. You're. Ah. Yes, motherfucker. Listen,
Listening.
Keanu is a goddamn gem.
Yes.
He's a good guy of it. He's so good. Marvel has literally approached him for almost every single film.
Yes, Kevin Feige has said that.
Like, come on.
He is a good guy, yes.
He's the good guy. He's a good actor. You don't give him enough credit.
I praised him and his work in John Wick 3. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you still were consistently like, you could have acted more. Oh, God, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Chasing is correct in saying that Tim is all sorts of triggered right now.
I grew up on, like, Keanu Reeves movies. I don't know why, but I did, okay?
No, my dad has said the same thing. He was like, I loved Keanu Reeves ever since the like beginning of his career. I don't see why he's just now becoming popular. So like, you're not the only person who thinks that Keanu Reeves is a godsend. And I'm not saying that he isn't. I'm just saying that even a godsend can't fix
Fucking
everything.
Point Break? Speed?
Fucking Speed.
Speed's great. Chain Reaction? Have you ever seen Chain Reaction?
That one I don't know, in all honesty. I think I have, though.
Morgan Freeman? Keanu Reeves?
Sounds familiar. I don't honestly remember. If I have, it's been a long time. Chain Reaction. 1996. Keanu Reeves, Morgan Freeman. What I just thought about this one. I don't remember this one, actually. But I got a 5.6, so something tells me it's not very good.
Fuck off! It's better than you think.
Okay. Dev.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in Toy Story that I can trigger you on?
Probably.
Okay. Hit me up. What do you love that I can destroy?
I'm not gonna say anything else because you're just gonna be an asshole.
I'm not gonna be an asshole. I just want to have nice conversations about Toy Story 4 and why I was not as excited as you. Just because we have different opinions doesn't make me an asshole.
Fucking worst.
Okay. Yeah, I've got nothing. Like, the only thing
Cool.
that keeps popping up is, like, the tone of the film when it does its tone changes. Like, I loved Key and Peele when they first started talking about just ambushing the old lady. And then I liked the whole, like, interaction with them imagining that they were giant destructive monsters and the bonus credit. Was that bonus credits? I don't remember. I like
That was in the credits, yes.
Yes. The Bo Peep when she loses her arm. Hilarious. Another tragic moment, something that they could have played up more tragically, but they didn't, was when Woody let the line go slack and made Bo Peep and Billy Goat and Guff, I think their names were. Gus? Yeah. Either way, when they made them fall, like if more damage happened to the goats, that could have been more dramatic. I don't know.
You and your fucking nitpicky little ways, motherfucker.
I'm just like, small thing. Just put this dial up a little bit, put this dial down a little bit, and then... Yeah.
Nothing is ever good for you.
I've given things 10s. Thank you. Like 4 things 10s. And a couple 9.5s.
I want a list of how many times you've actually broken the 9.0 barrier. Because it's probably so few.
You could still count it under 2 hands, probably.
More than likely!
We've done this for a year and a half now, almost. And still have given less 9s than the number of 9s on my hand. I don't know. I'm just coming up with bullshit now.
I noticed. On the news?
I guess we'll head on to the news.
It's my normal segment!
Ah, yes. Dev's...
Which actually has news with it this time.
That's true. So, which movie do you want to talk about first? Which budget should I throw up first?
Well, I think we should talk about the fact that Endgame is, show Endgame, show Avatar,
Okay.
and then I will discuss the big thing that's going on.
I believe I'm showing Endgame right now. Let's see. I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, good. So, yeah.
So, Endgame's at, $2,749,000,000, which is less than 40 million from Avatar. Seeing at its, 2.787 billion.
Yes.
But
So close.
Endgame has a couple advantages. One, if you check out the daily, I don't expect Steven to click on it, but
Oh.
if you check on the daily, Avatar has ran for far longer. Far longer.
Let's see here.
Like, outrageously longer.
Ah, yes.
This film,
Look at all these dates.
yeah. Endgame has only run for about 59 days. Avatar ran for 238 days.
Yes. They show it in, like, the other screens here. Like, it shows it was in theaters for 238 days or 34 weeks for Avatar. And for Avengers, it's 59 days or 8.4 weeks.
Yep. So it's 40 million away.
Yeah.
And Endgame has an advantage joining us soon.
And what's that
I guess
advantage?
this weekend,
What?
new end credit scene, which, that would make sense to do it this. No, I bet you it's gonna be. I think it's either next weekend or the weekend after. No, and I agree with Ghost Tech. Ghosty Tech. What up, by the way? They're adding new end credits, new bonus stuff at the end, and we can see the screen, Steven.
Yeah, I noticed.
They're adding like a reel to it. They're just adding stuff that you want to see on top of deleted scenes and an actual end credit scene.
Which, I'll be honest, doesn't really excite me. Like, all this stuff is really, really cool, but it's literally just to push out the extra couple of monies before...
You still haven't even seen it your second time!
I know that, but still, like, they're talking about bonus features on a Blu-ray disc that they're releasing to theaters. It's something nobody has done before just because they want more people to go to theaters so they could break the highest grossing film.
Can you blame them?
Yes and no.
Yes, and by the way, films have changed what's in the theaters before.
True.
They've added and deleted scenes before from a film while it's been released. It's happened before.
I mean, I also agree with Gus Tech there. I believe that's who said that. Hang on, I got the right screen. Yes, it is Gus Tech. I mean, Avatar really... It's weird to think that James Cameron has 2 out of the top 10 highest grossing films.
Yes.
And one of them's Avatar, the highest grossing film.
But again, it was literally in theaters for almost an entire fucking year.
Yes, 2/3 of a year, pretty much. So, it's... Like, Endgame doesn't need this extra bit to...
No.
But I think it's only doing it so they don't have to worry about having Endgame run at the same time as Spider-Man.
Well, they're going to no matter what, and it's not going to be a problem. If anything, Spider-Man's going to increase sales to Endgame. Because you want to know why? People are going to watch Endgame right before they see Spider-Man Far From Home. You want to know why? Because that's probably what I'm going to do.
You're gonna do another 22 movie long montage, watching all the films, and then going to Spider-Man? Because it's the official end of Phase 3?
Oh, God, that would be tough.
Yeah,
I could do it.
Now you have to do the official end of Phase 3 movie marathon. Because everyone thought it was the last
I didn't do one before Endgame.
Oh, shit. Now you can do it. There you go.
Do I have time for that?
It's so funny that everyone thought the Endgame was going to be the final. Like, even I thought it, so but then Kevin Feige comes out and says, nope, it's the next one.
Well, and it makes sense. It's a good closing note to end on one of the characters who's going to be he's only going to be the second character to have two of his films in one phase.
Okay.
And it makes sense to have him because the mentor character for him is the one who did that. Because there's only one character with two movies in one phase. Iron Man, phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then Spider-Man will be phase 3. 2 films. His first 2. No other character has done that.
What about the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Phase 2, phase 3.
Okay. Ant-Man as well? Phase 2, phase 3?
End of phase 2. After Infinity War, phase 3.
Okay. I guess you're right.
And the Avengers don't count having 2 in one franchise because that's the team up. I'll say that.
Yeah, team-up movies don't count.
Well, in that sense, I'll say. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe they'll push up the Blu-ray release. The Blu-ray release will probably happen August. Maybe July. Late July, I'd say at the earliest. Early August is when we'll probably get that. I bet you I could look up the release date on Amazon real quick. Hold on.
It's around there somewhere.
Sure. Endgame.
Get rid of things. Move things there.
It's not yet rated.
Oh, excuse me.
I don't really see it yet. I see like the buy for $14.99, which would be the digital copy, but I don't see the hard copy yet, the Blu-ray. So not yet, anyways. But no, I mean, let's be honest. It deserves to be. Endgame deserves to be the top spot.
I agree with you. I agree with you because it's a movie that we'll never see like before. Yeah, all this. Yeah, I was looking up other things as well, and it says just estimated release date is August of 2019.
Yeah, which sounds about right to me.
It says digital HD from Amazon and iTunes will be available July 30th, 2019.
And yeah, so you can expect the hard copy about a week or 2 after that. Mm-hmm. Maybe a month after that. So
yeah, Blu-ray, world record-setting, highest-grossing film.
And it makes sense to add more scenes because it gives people a reason to go see it before, like, Spider-Man. They're like, hey, I'm going to go see Spider-Man. Endgame's got more scenes. Let's just watch both of them back to back.
I don't think most people would do that, in all honesty. Because Endgame is a 3-hour movie, plus the credits. Now with bonus features, it's like 3.5.
Most people... Well... You aren't like... I'll say this. Are you going off of what you would do, or what people who are...
So, super fans, maybe, would go and watch this and then straight...
Do you know how many people are super fans of the Marvel franchise right now?
Quite a bit, sure, yes. I'm just trying to say, I think, honestly, that they're not going to keep this film running as long as you think that... Like, I'm pretty sure that's
it's not going to run as long as you think. I think it's not going to run that much longer. It's not going to run as long as Avatar
They're
did.
going to try to cut it before Spider-Man: Homecoming hits theaters because they don't want two of their own films.
That's in 2 weeks.
Like, I don't think they want two of their own films competing against each other. I really don't.
They had Captain Marvel running at the same time as Endgame.
Because Captain Marvel was an important role in Endgame, and we didn't know anything about her until her film came out.
Yeah, but
It's just
you had Black Panther running during Infinity War. And Infinity War running during the time of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me, is all I'm trying. Like, they probably want to get Endgame out of theaters as soon as possible, would be my guess. That way they have less competition against their own films to deal with. Like, they're releasing other Disney films other than just Marvel movies.
Fair, but they also want to get the top spot. So what I think is going to happen, they're going to get the top spot, leave it running in theaters for a little bit after that, just to buff it, you know. Maybe, you know, hit that 2.8 billion.
They'll wait for 3 and then walk away.
They could do it. They could easily hit 3 billion if they leave it as running for 238 fucking days.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that. That's a completely different story, though.
Yes.
I feel they will at least hit 2.8 billion before they pull it from theaters.
Okay. I can appreciate that, yeah. I mean, they're only, 60, 70, 100 and some odd thousand away? I already closed the tabs. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, they're at a 2.749.
So, yeah. $60 million away.
They're at least going to hit that, which means I believe they're going to leave it running past that, in all honesty. Because, one, their films have overlapped before.
Like, I know that, but, like, it's just... How many films do they want to have in theaters at once? What else is Disney releasing here soon? Like, isn't there a Star Wars movie coming out soon? Isn't there, like...
That's in December.
Like...
That's in December.
There's more movies, Dev!
I
don't know
There's Lion King next month, which is in the same month as Spider-Man. Maybe they should stop Spider-Man after running it for only 2 weeks, because Lion King's coming out. That would be a good idea. Also, fuck Aladdin. Let's get that out of theaters.
See, why would they have
Maleficent's
Aladdin
coming out in October.
Why would they have Aladdin? Like, okay, what are all the movies that they have in theaters right now? Aladdin and Endgame, yes? Yes,
and
maybe?
Probably in some places, maybe Captain Marvel. Let me double check that.
Like, some penny theaters are going to still be running Captain Marvel, for sure. Then they're going to add Lion King, sure. Then they're going to add, or Spider-Man, then they're going to add Lion King. That's 5 Disney movies that are all competing against each other when they could just go into one movie to get this one movie more things. It's common business sense to not flood too much of one thing to compete against your own products. So at some point, they're going to have to cut Endgame, and it's probably going to be faster than what most people expect.
Captain Marvel is still in theaters.
In some theaters, yes. It's not in any of the major theaters out here except for the cheap $3 theater out where I live.
Fair, but it's still in theaters. Hold on. Let me double check the cinemas. I'm just double checking.
No, I get you.
If it's still
but
in my
I don't
area.
think you're getting the point of what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say. But Disney doesn't care anymore. That's what I'm trying to say.
But flooding the
They
market
would rather
is
have
never
all
a
of
good
their.
thing.
They'd rather have all their films there.
Like, I don't mind, like, them having a bunch of films out at once is not a problem. Them having a bunch of films on the top of people's view list is not a problem. But, like, at some point, it's just filling up too much of one company's stuff is not going to be good. Like, flooding the market always oversaturates it, and people get bored of what you're doing.
The thing that they have the advantage of doing, though, is that one is, for what they have currently released, right? One is
I mean, they're
re-released
completely
kids
different
film with live
genres.
action.
Yes.
Yes. And the other is superhero.
It's still like, so they have all the people who love Lion King, and then they have Spider-Man for say. People are gonna go see Spider-Man. Like people our age are probably more likely to go see Spider-Man first because it's super actiony, cool stuff, and then a couple
And it
weeks
comes out
later
2
they'll
weeks
go.
before.
Yeah. Then it's just
Well,
not
I'm saying
everyone can
that
afford
they're-
to see every film, Dev. People will.
I
choose
know,
what
but
they're
they
gonna see.
also timed it with most people's paychecks.
I
If
still
you
get
didn't
that.
notice.
Yes, 2 weeks
In
later.
2 weeks, two weeks from now, I get paid, which is the weekend Spider-Man comes out. 2 weeks after that, I get paid again. Guess what? Fucking Lion King. Disney is timing it with my fucking paychecks right now, dude. Like,
Sounds
they-
like a you problem, Dev.
but a lot of people get paid those weeks.
No,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
I still get, but not everybody who like, we get paid these weeks. People who love Spider-Man, like the teenagers, they don't get paid that week, so they're probably going to see Spider-Man over Lion King because that's what their parents can afford. People like
Yeah,
our age,
teenagers, yes.
yeah. So it's like you have to take in all these thoughts about all these demographics, so you don't want different things taking over too much attention.
Well, yeah,
from
that's
each
why
other.
the Lion King is not targeted at the same demographic as Spider-Man. There's some crossover.
They're very close because Lion King's targeted towards children. It's a child's film. Spider-Man and action film, like comic book movies, are teen to young adult films. They're very close to each other. Like, it's all still Disney. It's all still 100% family friendly. So,
Yes.
like, it's just yeah. You've got my point at this point. We're just gonna keep arguing like we were about Gabby.
Yeah. I'm just saying that Disney doesn't give a fuck because they own it. They own
Because
all of it,
Disney
and
is
they're
Disney.
different. Yes. They have the power to do this. Because technically, as well, right now, they've also got fucking Dark Phoenix in theaters. They technically own that film.
Isn't Fox still making money off of that one?
No, not that I know of.
Because it was released under Fox Studios still.
Yeah, but they can still release it under the Fox Studio
Well,
name.
yeah, like
They own Fox Studios.
well now, like I'm pretty sure in that I don't know, I'd have to double check. My presumption in that case was that that film was completely funded and owned by the original owners of Fox. So they would,
I believe that was part of the deal and why it got pushed back so many times.
Yeah,
Was
so-
because that film would be under Disney.
maybe that could be it. I don't know. Because like my thought was because they spent all of their time doing all the stuff for it, that would be the last move that they made their budget. It was the same reason like the Gambit movie was canceled because there's no way that they could make that film fast enough before it became a Disney property. So it was pointless.
Fair. I think what happened with Dark Phoenix is that they just essentially bought out Dark Phoenix.
Okay. That could be what happened. I honestly don't know.
Because they want that. They also have Stuber coming to theaters. Stuber's Fox.
That's just silly. Okay. Well,
They have 3 films coming out next, Steven.
but fuck it. It's not. Obviously, I lose. Happy, you win this conversation. We're moving on, Dev. I want to talk about the next thing, which was
Alright.
very simple: the petition against Good Omens. I don't have a link for it. It was just a little silly
go ahead.
thing that I wanted to talk about. And
Yeah, just right to Netflix.
yes, yeah, people are petitioning Netflix to stop releasing Amazon's Good Omens. So,
What's wrong with the sentence you just said?
nothing's wrong with the sentence I said.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. It absolutely makes sense. Netflix makes everything, including Amazon shows. So, Netflix, stop making Good Omens for Amazon, please. I'll sign a petition. Thousands of people have. And both Netflix and Amazon have responded with it with like joking tweaks. Like Amazon was like, or Netflix replied, "Don't worry, everybody. We'll stop making Good Omens. No problem. This is fine." And then Amazon replies, "If you stop making Good Omens, we'll stop making Stranger Things." Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I like that even in the face of like silly ridiculousness, because the vocal minority, which is the internet, still does their thing very well and overreact about silly stuff. We can still have fun with it.
Yes.
Like,
It's just it's silly.
it's real silly, especially because the fucking Amazon Netflix. Why the hell do you sign? How many people even like? It's all funny because it's Christians too. Like it even says like good Christians petition for like. If you look it up on the news, it's just Christians petition to get things removed off of Netflix, even though it was never on. It's just silly people being dumb, and that's why I wanted to talk about.
Fair.
Because it was just nice to remember that I'm not the only one who's silly and dumb. Okay, so any other news that we want to talk about before next month's movies? Or next week's movies? Not next month's?
I think that's everything.
Okay. I'll accept that. And we'll go on to... So next week, our bonus week, because this month has 5 weeks in it instead of 4, because every once in a while that happens. It is Child's Play, which I've heard is bad, but Dev has heard is...
I've heard from the casuals that it's good. So I think our worlds are colliding, and it's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah, and then there's Annabelle Creation, which I also hear is really scary. So we'll see.
Is it gonna be an actual good Conjuring film?
I hope so.
After 2 that we've watched that have been very... Sorry, La Lorena and the Nun. But you were really boring.
But Annabelle is a conduit for all of their spirits. We're gonna see them again, Dev. They're gonna be in this film somehow. You realize that, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Alright, so I haven't got much else otherwise learning. So yeah, stop by next Sunday to watch us as we talk Child's Play and Annabelle 3. What was the third Annabelle called? Annabelle Comes Home?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be correct.
So, I haven't got much else otherwise. Ooh.
I got nothing.
Okay. In that case, which one are you going to do? YouTube. Okay. Check us out on YouTube where we upload these things 2 days after everything that happens. Give us a follow on Twitch and Twitter. Give us a like and all that stuff. We have a Discord. You should join that now. There we go. We have a Discord. You should join that now. That's cool stuff.
I think you unplugged something. This is Steven's show! Excuse me!
Yeah, this is technically my show. My mic became disconnected for a second.
I noticed.
Hashtag Steven deserves his own show. What would my show be?
This is your own show!
Yeah, so Torn and Caver J on Third Player Optionals. It's Tuesdays now at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
No one else goes to the movies as often as I do.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Because
Like-
my open spot over here is open towards anyone who wants to see the movies. It's just Dev has agreed to suffer the burden of watching these films with me the most often. We've had episodes where people didn't joined me. Yes.
I want to see a lot of the films. It's part of the reason why I'm on here.
That's true. We watch a lot of the film. We can have a Danielle chooses week. A Dragon chooses week.
God.
We've had 2 Soy chooses weeks.
3.
3. That's right. So, yeah, if you ever want to be on Critically Casual, just talk to me or Dev or both.
All right, we can talk about this off the show.
Hey, check out the Har Har podcast on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Load it onto YouTube on Saturdays when we remember to do that. And I think that's everything else about us and us signing off. Dev, you have anything you want to plug?
Nope, that's good.
Okay, good to hear. All right, thank you everybody for watching Critically Casual this week. As I'm a mess, everything's a mess, and we're crashing harder than. Oh, dude, kaboom! Bye, everyone. They can't see our poses, Dev. Wow, when could you lift your legs in the air like that? Okay, we're good.